Right, g'day team. Session time. Right, as you can see on the board behind me, this is work in progress, RECOMMIT PLUS. We're doing 4 8-minute pieces today, okay? I do have to say I love my 8-minute pieces. I think they're a fabulous workout because traditionally, concept 2, rowing 2K, okay? Now, 8 minutes is sort of the plus or minus of a 2K, okay? It's sort of a median time where, yeah, some people will be like, nah, I go way faster than 8 minutes, and other people will be like, shit, I go slower than 8 minutes, okay? But what we're trying to do is just simulate a rough give or take time frame of a 2K, okay? So we break it down in our heads. We look at the time, we go 2 minutes, and 2 minutes is sort of around that 500 meter mark, if you get me, okay? So the reason that we do it is basically just to train our bodies for the time, and then we do it at different ratings, okay? So today, we're sort of in that low, starting to get into that mid-range of time, okay? So as you'll see, we start off 20, 22s, 24s become quite a bit of the theme through the middle, and we just start touching that higher rating for a couple of minutes at the end of sort of the second, third, and fourth one. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that the training that we're doing currently, and for everybody that's using the channel as part of their training and motivation, we just want to really have a good session. Okay, we want to push the numbers. We want to just squeeze out the time. We want to be comfortable, but we also just want to be trying to see if we can eke out a little bit more speed, okay, from our rowing. Now, as you'll see, we've got 2 minutes of rest. Plenty, okay, absolute plenty of time, to a point that it may become a little bit too much, where we might have to just, as we get to about 20 seconds to go, just start firming up, okay, rather, because we'll be sitting there. Well, we're not really sitting there. We're going to be just like paddling along for that period of time, and that we can bring the heart rates down just a little bit low, okay, and then we have to really start to work to get it back into it, okay? So what's the focus? Form, rhythm, good, consistent, continuous motion, same as I'll be chatting, chirping away, and we will just really find a good rhythm and speed. Probably one of the keys to it as well, which I said before about just giving it a little bit of a push. As you can see with the second and fourth set, because it's a 2 minute break, it's a 2 minute change between each one. We get onto a split for the first one. We want to see an increase for the second. We want to see another increase for the third, and we want to see another increase for the fourth. So it's not going to be like 3 second, 3 second, 3 second, 3 second, or 2 second, 2 second. Don't worry about it. All I want to see is a little bit more speed. Okay, I'm not going to put round numbers on it. It will become slightly more difficult to gain as much speed as you get up in that rate, but we want to just make it consistent. Okay, consistency should always be one of our keywords that we use when we're on the rowing machine. If we can try and get onto a speed and then really focus on maintaining that for that period of time, that's far more important than going, right, change rate, here we go, rah, jump into it, speed really drops down, and then it comes back up over that period, okay? We want to find a good change and then straight on to that consistency from there, going, right, I've moved my hands quicker, I have added a little bit more intensity and intent into the body, the legs, okay? So yes, I am working harder, not specifically thinking about working harder, but you will naturally be working harder because now we're doing more strokes a minute, and now we want to be consistent with that speed and maintain that for as long as we possibly can. And then another change is going to come, bang, we do it again. So we will get tired and fatigued through this session, through each set as well. Probably not too much on the first one. I think it's going to be a great little starter, and then from there we carry it on. Okay, simple. Very, very, very simple. So, without further ado, let's jump into a warm-up. Warm up how you feel you're going to need to for this session. I still feel personally like we probably only need to do 3 or 4 minutes, just getting the bodies flowing. If you feel like, and if you're a low rater and you're not sort of specifically too high with some of it, maybe just throw in a minute or half a minute at sort of 22, 24, just to get that freedom and stuff, so you don't feel like when you're into that first set, it's a little bit cold, okay? But everyone to their own. You can pause the video, you can start it again, do whatever you need to, but I'm going to just roll into it, okay? So, same old, let's just get prepared, get set, how you need to, okay? Loosening up the bodies, stretching out, starting to feel really nice and smooth, continuous with our motion, okay? And just as we increase our length, starting to get more compression, more comfort as we get to the front without overreaching, but remembering, just slowly build the pressure, okay? We don't need to be ripping into it straight away. Every stroke, every 5 strokes, every 2 strokes, whatever, just check your intensity, the pressure, okay? Start activating the muscles. The body temperature, the breathing will start to come, and that starts getting us into that position of being ready, okay? Feel the rhythm around the turn, feel the stretch, out over the knees, good. Nice rhythm. Nice continuous motion. Okay, good. So we should feel more comfortable now with our compression at the front and the ankles, calf muscles. Finding that core is being able to be engaged around the catch. A little bit of weight starting to come into the lower back in terms of pressure. But just remembering this motion, using those legs, using those big muscle groups to open that body out. Good. Good motion. Really nice. Continuous. With pressure. Okay, we'll probably do another 30 seconds here. Just squeeze it on a little bit more. Feel the push. Feel the hang. Roll with it. That bungee drawing us back. Okay, 3 more strokes. Nice. Okay. Just like that. We should be pretty much warm, ready to rock and roll. Okay. So that's us. It's going to get hot and sweaty at my end, I'm not going to lie. Take a moment, stretch if you need to, get set, and we'll set up our machine, bang, straight into it, okay? I can see another sweat fest coming on. It's going to be great. Okay, where's my drag? Drag's good. Okay, let's set up our machine. Select workout. When your new workout, intervals time. Okay, let's set that time to 8 minutes. Rest time, 2 minutes. Leave that flashing for a second while we're finishing the last bits of your stretch, set up, drink, whatever. Then we're going to click the button and then we're out. Okay, here we go. Checkbox is done. Setup's good to go. Here we go. Okay, so let's just warm into this one. Get onto the rhythm after 40 seconds or so. Find our speed after that minute. Get into it. We do 4 minutes at 22 through the midsection, and then we just raise that rate, that freedom for that last 2 minutes. Okay, right, here we go. Sitting tall. Attention. Go. Okay, so we just start off stroke by stroke, getting into our rhythm, finding that relaxation, consistency, getting that flywheel up to speed, and then feeling that press. Good. Good motion. Good hang. Feel the pressure as we push away. Okay, nice. So here, let's relax into our speed. Feel the ease of movement around the finish. Back onto the recovery. Okay, while the rating's low, we've got time to feel this patience, to be controlled with this one speed coming forward. Okay, I'm ready to change. Freeing it up. Now, okay, so just remembering we're moving the overall stroke 5% quicker. That's all we're doing. Okay, and the numbers will come because of it. Okay, and we've got 4 minutes here to keep this movement, find our speed on screen, and then work the technique so that we can maintain it. Okay? Trying to keep the numbers as consistent as we can. Okay? All with our rhythm and swing. Okay? Focus on these long arms. Feeling this hang. Lead them out long. Push. Okay, we can press, engage, hang. As we push that body open. Legs, engage the front. Body, swing through the middle. Good. This is nice. Okay, so we're holding numbers, we're holding rhythm, continuous motion. Ratio, work and rest. Okay, if we keep these hands moving around the finish, there. Speed in, speed out. With that patience and control. Good. This is nice. Really good. Okay, feel the squeeze, the leg drive, that push, hang on. Arms. Okay, if we start out with long arms, start out with that hang, we eliminate the smaller muscle groups fatiguing before the end of the workout. Okay? Staying locked on in the right groups that handle the pressure. Our lats, our glutes, quads. Okay, but the little muscles up in here around our neck and the arms doing this too much. Okay, eliminating those or minimizing them as much as possible. Okay, ready to free it up now. Remember, just move quicker. Hand speed. See, all we did was we moved quicker, numbers got better. Now we breathe into that extra effort that we added basically subconsciously. Good hang. Good motion. Good rhythm. Good flow. Okay, that's nice. Hands away. Roll forward. Okay, we've got a real continuous motion, but doing with the process. Okay, making sure we're not stopping around the catch here. Going, roll in, and press away. Okay, good. Keep these long arms with me, right to the body, hang, brush, away. Nice. Good. Okay. Good first set. Really nice to get that initial one done and dusted. Okay, body should be fully awake now, ready to focus going forward on what needs to happen. Okay, we roll this out, we get in that oxygen. It allows us to just have a bit more time to replenish that blood supply to get ready for this next set. Okay, nothing different than what we just did there in pretty much all of these sets going forward, except this one, we just go up those 2-minute steps, and the last one's just a little bit faster again. Okay, so keep that in mind when we raise that rate. All we're starting to do is travel a little bit quicker on the way forward, okay, which has all come from this rhythm around the turn. We roll into the front a little bit faster, which means the directness of this connection, we don't want to come in, stop, and then go out. We want to be coming in, and then the last little bit where we start to compress here, it's basically us preparing for the push. Okay, really start to think on that as the rating gets up. Not a one, it's not an in, out. We sort of roll, compress, and move out again. Okay, really keep that thought process. Makes it smooth around the front, remembering that the acceleration comes through the middle, not right from the catch. Okay, here we go. Now, okay, so take a moment, let the flywheel get up to speed. Could take up to 30 seconds or so. Feel the push. Okay, hang long. Start with the hang. Feel the push on the feet. We connect. And then that acceleration comes through the stroke as the legs end the body there, okay? We connect, and then those big muscle groups make that chain accelerate through the drive. Smooth around the front. There. Okay, be real smooth. Roll in. And pick up the gear. And hang and push. Nice. Really good. Nice long arms. Okay, free it up now to 22. Whole overall stroke. Just get slightly quicker. Okay, and what does that equate to? Flywheel speed. And now we come back in with the accuracy to pick that flywheel speed up. Good. Roll in. Let that seat naturally roll underneath us. Here. As we roll forward, we're getting that set up off the back well. Hands, knees. Making sure the bodies, we've got control. So that we know when we get to the front, we're in the position as we reach the front, okay? Not going for more, okay, or being real stiff and tight. Be relaxed and supple as we roll. And then we've got that take up as we press and hang. Okay, feel that flex in the ankles. Have a look. Allow that seat to come underneath. There. Okay, up 2. Now, hand speed. Yep, around the finish. Okay, now we can feel this movement speed. Hands away, right from the finish. No sitting and holding. Oh, great stroke, right? Out over here, yeah, that's it. Okay, now that the flywheel is at a pretty good speed, our thought process is about maintenance. Continuing that speed. Rolling in, clicking the gear, and back to the speed it was. Good. Okay, open the mouth. Relax the face. Good. This is good. Finding this relaxation, this rhythm. Okay? We've got to be super loose. Manage our output. Because if we were doing a 2K, we're into the third 5, we're coming down to the last 5. Okay, it's all about time. Up 2, 26. So, feel that hand speed, acceleration on the legs. Now the ratio starts to feel like it's speed there, speed here, metronome. Don't rush forward. Move the hand, roll, press, feel the drive, okay? Hang, long arms, under the armpits, make sure we're down on the lats. Nice hang. Good. Good push. Good rhythm. Good relaxation. Still trying to find work. Rest. Open the mouth. Relax the face. Find your own breathing rhythm. Good. Okay, hold this. Stay loose. Don't get super tense. This is good. Good rhythm. Nice. Okay, good. So, remember, let's roll it out here. For the first minute, catch our breath, suck in the air. Okay, so remember what I was saying at the start, these sessions, especially 8-minute ones, really designed around that, the plus or minus 2K, okay? Especially when we're down at low rates. Yeah, it'll be a lot longer for some people, okay? Probably not too far off for some others, okay? But it starts to give us an understanding that every 2 minutes is like a 500. So we're working the rhythm, we're holding ourselves through that 2 minutes till we see a time check. 2 minutes and we see the 1,000, which in this case is a 4 minute. Okay, and then we've got to be in our mind saying, okay, how can I get to the finish line without slowing down too much? Okay, and that's why with this, is we increase the intensity, which is what you're going to feel when you're in that situation. Okay, so it's just practicing as much as possible, as close as we can to what we're actually going to be put under in terms of stress. Okay, so this one here, we start off on the 22. Let's get our rhythm, our flow and our motion. And then the 4 minutes in the middle, we want to find a speed and we want to maintain it as well as we can. Okay, here we go now. So just remember, let's build into it. Take a little bit of time. Okay, find our rating and our rhythm first. Then we'll focus on the production and then our output. Okay, I'm on 22. My speeds are about one split off what I'd like. So I'm going to hang into it now. There it is. Okay, so that's taken me about 40 seconds, conservatively, to get down to speed. I could have done it quicker, but we want to do it properly. So when we're asked to do it fast, we can do it fast. Okay? Feel the hang. Let's start our relaxation from the finish. Here, hands away. Flow out over the knees. Soft knee break. Roll that seat forward. The handle and the seat have a relationship here. Once we've got that set up, they pretty much move at the same speed. Okay, good. Right, going up, 4 minutes, 24, now. Hand speed, drive speed. Here it is. Okay, now we sit into this rhythm. Hang on. Arms, armpits. Natural compression. Good. Okay, we want to make this feel quite metronomic, continuous. Feeling the flow, feeling the hang. Hey, this is good. Real nice. Continuous motion. Fresh. Press. Feel the body. Sitting back. With the drive. Good. Open the mouth. Relax the face. Remembering, when we're not under stress, which is here in the drive, trying to be loose and not burn any unnecessary energy. Good hang. Nice, okay. We're into the third quarter. It's all about maintaining focus. Rhythm. Nice. Breathe. Move around the turns, both the front and the back. No hit. Okay, we want to come in, rest away. Lemons under the feet. Squeeze. Don't smash. Hang on. Good. Core connection holds our body. Good place. Nice. Good work. Really good. Hang. Good rhythm. Good flow. Okay, check your clarity, composure, up to now. Move quicker. Accelerate. Good motion. Good hang. Good rhythm. Okay, feel that compress, push, flexibility. Hands around the back, rhythm. There. Brush the body. Chain nice and flat. Good. Here it is. Last minute, we want to tap it along. Breathe. Flywheel's moving. Maintain that speed of the flywheel. Good. Legs drive the body. Good. Okay, tap it along. Pick up the flywheel. Long arms. Swing through the middle. Last couple. Nice. Okay. Breathe it out. If you're getting hot and sweaty. Okay, really good. How'd that go? Think about it. How did I feel your consistency was? How do you think your consistency was? Okay, self-diagnose as much as you can. And then anything we want to change, do better, we're doing this last set, okay? And yes, it's going to be difficult. Got to work through all these rates to get to the finish, to be nice, okay, steady, continuous. And we've got to try, here's the key, if we're doing some really good stuff with our rhythm, with our drive, the key in this last part is to try as much as possible to not go back to old habits, okay, which we think may be less desirable than what we're trying to achieve now, okay? That's the key. That's the key. But it's going to be hard because we're under the stress, we're under fatigue, okay, and that's really where we have to try and be better, okay? So, last set, 2 minutes at each change. Let's try and keep this first 30 seconds to get onto the rhythm. Okay, as I said in that last one, took me nearly 40. Okay, I was being conservative, yes. But this one here, let's get into the rhythm and let's move this machine. Here we go, now. Okay, feel the press. Find our rhythm. All right. There we are. 20 seconds. That was good. Feel the length. Compress. And hang. Length through stroke. Relaxed length. Hold our speed. Good. Nice. Okay, feel the hang. Long arms. Let's be smooth with this take up here as we roll in. Smooth change in direction. Nice. Hang. Feel the rhythm. Okay, and we've had a really good platform for this first 2 minutes. 2:24 now. So, move quicker. Don't think about the power. It naturally comes. There it is. Okay, keep this rhythm. Relaxation around the turns. Good. Sitting tall. Nice and loose. Breathe. Okay. You want to be nice and loose. Controlled. Coming into the front. Flywheel's moving. Just got to get on top of the gear. can. Push and swing. Roll in, press away. Good. Nice rhythm, nice flow. Okay, breathe. These last 4 minutes, move the speed. Now, hands, 26. Okay, breathe into it. Good hang, long arms. Move them around the back. Feel the press. Creates the speed, and then we just tap on it. Do 500. Maintain our composure. Self-check. Hands around the back. Out over the knees. Chain takes us forward. Nice. There it is. Rhythm. Motion. Feel this hang, hold the rhythm. One more change. Be supple. Free it up. Now. There it is. Move with it. Metronomic. Feel the hang with me. Armpits. Feel the core. Legs drive the body. Hips. Open the mouth. Breathe. Relax the face. Good hang. Long arms. Open the body. That's it, 28 strokes. Press. Smooth around the front. Hands around the back. Out over the knees. Core. Composure. Nice, this is it. Hold rhythm. All the way. Lovely. Okay, don't stop. Really good, okay, team. Fantastic. Hard. Okay. Remember, we're learning always, constantly learning about ourselves, learning about what happens to us physiologically once we run out of gas, or we get too tense, or the muscles tighten up. Okay, and what that does, and hence why the better we hold form, the fitter we get, the more manageable, I'm not going to say easy, the more manageable these types of sessions become. Okay, so just warm down with me, just move back and forward under no pressure at all. Breathing, big breaths. Okay, we just want to pump some fresh, oxygenated blood back into these muscles that have just been working hard for us. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we'll reset the menu. Okay, that'll save all of that workout into your memory, your logbooks, whatever you're using. Okay, let's do that now. Press the menu a couple of times. Okay, and then we'll just roll it out here, getting back into some sort of form over a little bit of time, and then we'll roll out the last minute or so with good focus on what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so just start to stretch out a little bit more. Let's feel the handles in the hands again. Okay, feel that bungee trying to take it forward right from here. Okay, so we can over-exaggerate it a little bit if we have to. Feel the bungee. Okay, loosen in the arms from here. And then just roll forward. Try and get the body forward. Roll forward. Okay, and we've still only got body weight behind the pressure. Okay. And what I mean by that is basically just as you push, whatever sort of weight you've got will give you speed on screen. And now just feel like we're adding just 10% of power, okay, 10%. Which means we have to engage a bit more of our core. To give you an example, I'm about 45 seconds in split time off from where I paddle at 20. And I'm just going to squeeze just a little bit more, add another 5%. Okay, and what we want to think about, this is what's called active recovery. It means that the muscles are actually, they're doing a little bit of work, okay, 15% of work, which means that they will help flush out any lactic acid, help stimulate recovery. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel clarity-wise so much better than I did 2.5 minutes ago. Okay, and we only need to do this for just another 30 seconds to a minute, and this will be perfect in terms of that warm down. Okay, we can do a little bit more somewhere else or on here if you feel like you're really, really exhausted. Okay, but this is just our active recovery, getting our bodies into position. Gives us a chance to work on technique without actually having any pressure, just by going through these motions, self-checking. Okay, boom, that's it. Crikey, what a mess. Okay. I could bloody wring out my pants at this rate. Well done, team. Okay, fantastic workout. As I mentioned at the start, it's very much aiming for that 8-minute 2K type of like the area, right? It's hard unless we could have done this workout individually, which obviously means that you get zero help from me. But you can do this workout very similar, do the same ratings, but just change those for time, 500, 1,500, 555, whatever. Okay, and it gives you a really good opportunity to just work on breaking down a 2K and then going through the different ratings, letting the stress levels get up to, because that's what really helps. That's what we're trying to do. We do workouts like this so that the first few, we're really working on form and rhythm and technique. And then the latter parts of these last two are where we start to get under that pressure. We're starting to get tired, where we've got to hold that form. We've got to keep working on what we're trying to achieve as an individual, as you, behind the screen, okay? What do you feel like you need to change? What are you doing well now? What needs to be better? This is where you start to do it. And then once you get up into here, it's like, hold the form, don't lift, don't shoot my butt, whatever it is. You start to really try and focus on those bits as you get under that pressure, okay? Holy crap, this is crazy. So, great workout, very, very good in terms of intensity. We had that 2-minute break. So if you feel like, hey, man, maybe I could have pushed that a little bit harder, do it again. Do a session at some other time. It's not a super, I'd say, high stress intent, for your body. It's sort of right in the mid-range of sort of U2 to UT1, okay, starting to go from sort of training rate to maybe a little bit higher, but it shouldn't be overly exhaustive, okay? Right now, yeah, you'd be pretty buggered because of the last part, but it's not one that we're going, man, I'm going to be sore for a couple of days, okay? So well done. Great workout. Keep it up. Keep that training going. Keep the focus. Keep working on the things that you need to work on as an individual, okay? Keep working on that rhythm, that smoothness, right? That the ability for this machine, we want to work with it and against it, okay? With it when we're coming forward, against it when we're hanging to get that flywheel going. And remember, right, we've got to make that flywheel come from here through the middle. We can't get to the front and think that we're going to make all the speed happen at the catch, because it's just not how it works, okay? It's like a spinning top, okay? We get that acceleration right through the stroke to the finish. There's our speed, okay? Right, thanks, team. Thanks from me and the Asensei team. Subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned for more. Keep practicing, keep training, stay safe. And yeah, keep trying to move that rowing in the direction that you want to go for your own personal goals and well-being. Okay, right, thanks from me and the Sensei team. We'll catch you guys here for next session soon. Right, peace out. Catch you later, guys.